Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into a topic I'm sure is on a lot of your minds. What is the best business to invest in for an E-2 visa? And we're not just speculating here, we're bringing you insights straight from Journey's data.
Yes.
This is compiled from writing thousands of E-2 business plans.
Exactly.
So we've seen firsthand what immigration authorities are looking for,
Yes.
what kind of businesses succeed, and which industries are consistently attracting E-2 investors.
Yeah, it's a treasure trove of information and real-world experience.
Right.
I mean, it can be incredibly valuable for anyone you know who's navigating the E-2 process.
Absolutely.
And we've distilled all those insights down to give you the clearest possible picture of your option.
So before we get into all that, let's just make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
What is the E-2 visa?
So the E-2 visa, it's a special visa.
Okay.
It's only for citizens of countries that have a treaty of commerce and navigation with the U.S.
Okay, so not just anybody.
No, not just anybody.
Got it.
But it's basically an invitation to come to the U.S.,
Okay.
invest in a business, and run that business.
All right, so what are the requirements?
So there are some specific requirements, yeah.
Okay.
The biggest one is substantial investment. And that doesn't mean a couple $1,000s.
Right.
This needs to be a significant amount of capital,
Okay.
enough to show that you're serious about making the business successful.
So how much are we talking here? Like, what's substantial?
Well, there's no magic number, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It really needs to be enough to fully fund the business
Okay.
and also show that you're committed to its growth.
Okay.
So think, at least tens of thousands of dollars,
Okay.
often significantly more,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the type of business.
Right.
But you also have to prove that you have control of the funds
Okay.
and that they're truly at risk.
Oh, okay, so it's not just about, like,
Yeah.
parking your money somewhere.
No, you have to be
You have to be.
actively involved.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. The E-2 visa requires you to come to the U.S.
Okay.
to develop and direct that enterprise.
Okay.
You're the leader, you're making the decisions, you're calling the shots.
Gotcha. And one thing that always stands out to me about this visa
Yeah.
is that it's not just temporary, right?
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
As long as your business is operating,
Right.
meeting the requirements, you can renew that visa indefinitely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so no worrying about deadlines and stuff like that.
Nope.
That's fantastic.
And you can bring your family with you, too.
Oh, okay, so tell me about that.
Yeah, your spouse and any unmarried children under 21
Okay.
can join you in the U.S.
Okay.
And your spouse can even apply for work authorization.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that opens even more doors.
Exactly, even more possibilities.
Business can be overwhelming.
It can be a big decision.
It can be a big decision. So that's where your data comes in.
Yeah, it's like having a roadmap
It does.
for your E-2 journey.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to break down the most popular and successful industries.
Okay.
We'll even delve into different business models within each industry,
Perfect.
whether it's franchising,
Mm.
buying an existing business, or even starting from scratch.
Let's get into those main paths that E-2 investors typically take.
Okay.
Franchising always seems to be a popular choice.
It is.
Why is that?
Well, franchises offer a proven model,
Okay.
which can be incredibly appealing, especially for those new to the U.S. market.
Makes sense.
You're getting that brand recognition right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You have the support from the franchisor
Yeah.
and a really clear roadmap to success.
Right.
Of course, you also have things like franchise fees and royalties to consider.
That makes sense. Now, what about buying an existing business?
That can be a great option for someone who really wants to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
You have immediate cash flow, you've got that established customer base, and you can actually look at the business's financial history
Right.
before you make the decision.
Before you commit.
Exactly.
Now, on the flip side, you might inherit some pre-existing problems, right?
You could.
Or face higher upfront costs than you would with other options.
That's true.
So it's about weighing those pros and cons carefully.
It is.
All right, the final path, starting a brand new business from the ground up.
Yes.
That's going to be the most challenging, right?
It's definitely the most demanding, but also potentially the most rewarding.
Okay.
You have the ultimate freedom to create your own vision, to innovate, and really build something that's uniquely you.
Right.
However, it does come with inherent risks. You're building everything from scratch.
You are.
Requires significant investment of time, resources, and, a high tolerance for uncertainty.
So we've laid out these three paths.
We have.
Franchising, buying an existing business, and starting fresh. Now the million-dollar question.
Yes.
How do you even begin to choose the right industry? Which brings us back to Journey and their incredible data. They've pinpointed the industries and business models that have the highest success rates for E-2 visa holders.
They've cracked the code, so to speak.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Let's get to those industries already. What have they found? What's hot in the E-2 world right now?
Well, get ready for some surprises, because some of these might not be what you'd expect. First up, residential property management.
Residential property management. Interesting. I can see why that would be appealing with the demand for housing and all.
Right, but there's more to it than that. Journey's data has revealed a fascinating trend within this sector. The short-term rental market, driven by platforms like Airbnb, is creating a lucrative niche.
So it's about spotting those emerging trends, those shifts in how people live and travel, and finding the opportunities within them.
That's the entrepreneurial mindset in action. And next up, we have e-commerce stores, specifically those using the dropshipping model.
Dropshipping, that's where it's at these days.
It's all about leveraging technology in global markets to create businesses with low overhead and high scalability.
Perfect for those tech-savvy entrepreneurs out there. Okay, we've got property management, e-commerce. What else is on Journey's list of profitable businesses?
Well, it wouldn't be a conversation about profitable businesses without mentioning the food industry. Journey's data points to both full-service and fast food restaurants as strong contenders for E-2 success.
Two very different approaches to the culinary world, but both with their own unique advantages.
Exactly. And that's a key takeaway from Journey's research. It's not just about choosing a profitable industry. It's about finding the right model within that industry that aligns with your skills, your experience, and your risk tolerance.
Okay, so property management, e-commerce, restaurants, a pretty diverse mix so far. What else did Journey uncover?
Now, this one might surprise you. Management consulting.
Management consulting, really?
It's all about leveraging your expertise, building valuable relationships.
I can see the appeal. It's a business that travels well, relies on skills and knowledge rather than physical assets. So what else is on the list?
Residential construction and remodeling.
The housing market is always booming, so that makes sense.
Exactly. Journey's data shows that there's consistent demand for both new construction and renovations.
People always need a place to live, and they want those spaces to reflect their style and needs. So we've got the essentials covered, housing, food, business, consulting. What else is on Journey's radar?
This one might raise a few eyebrows: gas stations with convenience stores.
Now that one wasn't on my bingo card. What's the story there?
Surprisingly, these businesses are surprisingly recession-resistant, and they generate significant revenue through multiple streams, from fuel sales to retail and even food service.
It's all about meeting those everyday needs. Okay, what else is on Journey's list of profitable ventures?
Advertising agencies.
Advertising agencies, how so?
Well, in today's digital age, marketing is more important than ever, and Journey's data shows that businesses are willing to invest in strategic advertising and branding. Rounding out our list is another essential service industry, janitorial services.
Okay.
The demand for cleaning and maintenance is constant,
It is.
making it a stable and reliable option for E-2 investors.
That's a great point. Every business needs cleaning and maintenance, regardless of the economic climate.
Exactly.
So we've got a really diverse mix of industries here.
We do.
Can you tell us why these specific industries tend to be successful for E-2 visas?
Well, there are a few key factors at play.
Okay.
These industries typically have proven business models with a clear path to profitability.
That makes sense.
They often have relatively low barriers to entry.
So you don't need a ton of specialized knowledge or a massive amount of capital to get started?
Exactly.
Okay.
And most importantly, they cater to those essential needs, ensuring consistent demand for their services.
That's a great overview. It's not just about picking any random business. It's about choosing one that has a strong chance of success
Right.
and aligns with the E-2 visa requirements.
Yes.
Now I'm dying to hear more about each of these industries.
Yeah.
What are the key things to consider, the potential challenges and opportunities, and what does it really take to succeed in each of these fields?
That's exactly what we'll delve into next. We're going to take a closer look at each industry, exploring those specific nuances and helping you determine which one might be the perfect fit for your E-2 journey.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right.
So we just got a great overview of the top 10 industries attracting E-2 investors.
We did.
But how do we know which business model fits best within each industry?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It's like finding the perfect dance partner.
Exactly. Certain industries lend themselves better to specific models.
Right.
Let's take restaurants, for example.
Yeah.
Franchises are incredibly popular
They are.
because you're getting that instant brand recognition,
Yeah.
those proven recipes, and the operational support from the franchisor. Buying an existing restaurant can also be a strong move,
Okay.
as you're inheriting a customer base and that existing infrastructure.
Right.
However, starting a restaurant from scratch is often more challenging
Yeah.
due to the high competition and the, significant upfront costs involved.
So for aspiring restaurateurs, the franchise or existing business route could be a more strategic approach.
It's certainly worth considering, especially for those new to the U.S. market.
That makes sense.
Now let's shift gears to gas stations with convenience stores.
Okay.
Franchises and existing businesses are both strong options in this industry.
Right.
With franchises, you get that brand recognition and often favorable supply chain agreements. Purchasing an existing gas station can provide immediate cash flow and a loyal customer base, which is invaluable.
Yeah.
Starting a gas station from scratch is viable, but location is absolutely key,
Correct.
as is a deep understanding of the local market conditions.
So whether you're franchising, buying, or starting fresh, location is everything in the gas station business.
Location, location, location.
All right, what about management consulting firms? Where do they fit into this puzzle?
Management consulting is a field that's really well suited to startups.
Okay.
If you possess specialized expertise in a particular industry or business area,
Right.
starting your own consulting firm allows you to capitalize on that knowledge and build a client base from the ground up. However, purchasing an existing firm or even opting for a franchise can be compelling options,
Oh, wow.
particularly if you're looking to, establish a market presence more rapidly.
It's fascinating how different industries have these strengths and weaknesses depending on the business model you choose.
Yeah.
It really highlights that strategic thinking is crucial when applying for an E-2 visa.
It's not just about picking a business randomly.
No.
It's about aligning your preferred business model with the right industry, taking into account your skills, your experience, your risk tolerance, and really your passion for what you'll be doing.
Absolutely.
The E-2 visa is an incredible opportunity,
It is.
but making it work requires meticulous planning and a solid grasp of the U.S. market.
We've talked about franchises, existing businesses, and startups.
Yeah.
Can you quickly recap the pros and cons of each just to kind of help our listeners make an informed decision?
Certainly, startups have the highest potential for reward,
Okay.
but also come with the greatest risk.
Makes sense.
You're in complete control. You have that freedom to innovate. But building everything from scratch requires significant time, effort, and a higher tolerance for uncertainty.
Okay, so startups are for the bold and adventurous.
That's one way to put it.
What about franchises? What are the key considerations there?
Franchises offer a lower risk path
Okay.
because you're operating under an established brand
All right.
with proven systems and support. The trade-off is less control over certain aspects of the business
Okay.
and potentially lower profit margins due to those franchise fees and royalties.
So it's about finding that balance between support and independence.
It is.
And finally, existing businesses. What are the advantages and disadvantages there?
Purchasing an existing business falls somewhere in between startups and franchises in terms of risk and reward.
Okay.
You have the benefit of immediate cash flow,
Right.
an established customer base,
Yeah.
and a track record you can evaluate. The downside is you might inherit any existing problems the business may have.
Right.
And that initial investment can be quite substantial.
It seems like doing your due diligence is crucial when buying an existing business.
It is.
You really need to make sure you're not inheriting more problems than you're prepared to handle.
That's a great point. It's essential to thoroughly evaluate the business's financials, operations, and customer base before making a decision.
This is all incredibly valuable information for anyone considering the E-2 visa path.
It is.
But let's get even more granular. Can we dive deeper into the details of each of our top 10 industries?
Absolutely. We'll break down each industry,
Perfect.
exploring typical business models, current growth opportunities, and any specific challenges or advantages unique to that industry.
I'm eager to learn more about the specific opportunities and challenges within each field.
Think of it as a roadmap
Yeah.
to help you pinpoint the perfect E-2 business for you.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get into those specifics.
All right.
Let's start with residential property management companies. What makes this industry tick and what are the key things to know?
Residential property management is all about giving peace of mind to landlords
Okay.
by handling all the daily tasks associated with managing those rental properties.
Right.
So things like finding tenants, collecting rent, handling maintenance requests,
Right.
and just ensuring everything runs smoothly.
So if you're organized, detail-oriented, and good with people, this could be a good fit.
It could be.
What about different business models within this industry?
You could specialize in long-term rentals,
Oh, okay.
catering to landlords seeking stable long-term tenants.
Right.
Or you could tap into the booming market of short-term rentals,
All right.
focusing on vacation rentals and corporate housing.
Short-term rentals seem to be exploding thanks to platforms like Airbnb and VRBO.
They are.
That could be an exciting niche to explore.
It could.
What are some of the other key things to consider in this industry?
One crucial factor is understanding local market conditions. Rental rates, vacancy rates, and tenant demographics can vary significantly from one area to another.
Yeah, for sure.
It's also important to have a strong grasp of landlord-tenant laws and regulations, as well as best practices for property management.
So it's not just about finding tenants, it's about understanding the legal and logistical side of property management.
It is.
What about the growth potential of this industry?
The residential property management market is projected to reach $132 billion by 2029,
Wow.
reflecting a solid annual growth rate of 2.1% from 2024.
Okay.
That steady growth suggests a promising market for those considering this industry.
That's encouraging news.
It is.
All right, let's move on to our next hot industry, e-commerce stores.
Okay.
What are the key things E2 investors need to know about this ever-evolving sector?
E-commerce is all about reaching customers online.
Right.
And the dropshipping model has made it more accessible than ever to get started. You don't need to hold inventory, which significantly reduces upfront investment and risk.
We've touched on dropshipping, but for those who are unfamiliar, can you quickly explain how it works?
Absolutely. With dropshipping, you partner with a supplier who stores and ships products directly to your customers.
Okay.
You focus on building your online store, marketing your products, and ensuring excellent customer service.
So it's about crafting a compelling brand and finding the right niche in that vast online marketplace.
It is.
What are some of the specific growth opportunities within e-commerce right now?
One trend we're seeing is the rise of niche marketplaces.
Okay.
Instead of competing head-on with giants like Amazon,
Right.
entrepreneurs are carving out spaces by focusing on specific product categories or target audiences.
So more specialized.
Yeah, exactly.
We're also seeing tremendous growth in personalized products.
We are.
Customers are increasingly seeking unique items that reflect their individual style and interests.
It's like the online version of those specialty boutiques you find in vibrant neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
E-commerce is all about finding that sweet spot, where unique products meet targeted marketing.
Absolutely.
And the e-commerce market is enormous,
Yeah.
with revenue projected to reach $1.47 trillion by 2029,
Wow.
growing at a rate of 8.99% annually from 2024.
Okay, so
There's incredible potential for E2 investors who can tap into those trends and cater to the evolving desires of online consumers.
those numbers are mind-blowing.
They are.
It certainly paints a vibrant picture of the e-commerce landscape.
It does.
Let's shift gears now to the world of food, starting with full-service restaurants.
Okay.
What's the recipe for success in this competitive but incredibly rewarding industry?
Full-service restaurants are about crafting a memorable dining experience.
Okay.
It's not just about the food, it's about the ambiance, the service,
Right.
and the overall feeling a customer gets when they walk through your doors.
It's about transporting them to a different place, even if it's just for a meal.
Exactly.
But with so many restaurants out there, how do you make yours stand out and thrive?
You need to offer something unique, whether it's a specialized cuisine,
Okay.
a unique dining concept, or exceptional service.
Right.
And you need to have a genuine passion for food and hospitality.
So you really have to love what you're doing.
You do.
What about different business models within full-service restaurants?
You could go the fine dining route,
Though?
offering a luxurious experience with high-quality ingredients and impeccable service.
Right.
Or you could focus on a more casual concept,
Yeah.
like a bistro or a themed restaurant,
Okay.
catering to different segments of the market.
And of course, there's always the option of franchising, which can offer a lot of support and brand recognition, especially for those new to the restaurant industry.
Exactly. Franchising can be a great option for those looking for a proven model and a built-in customer base.
So finding that perfect match is key.
It is.
All right, let's move on to our next culinary adventure, fast food restaurants.
All right.
What are the key ingredients for success in this fast-paced and ever-evolving industry?
Fast food is all about speed, efficiency, and consistency. Okay.
Customers expect quick service, affordable prices, and familiar menu items. And for E2 investors, franchising is an incredibly popular option in this space.
Why is franchising so prevalent in the fast food world? Is it simply the recognizable brands?
It goes beyond that. Franchising provides a proven system,
Okay.
brand recognition, and operational support.
Yeah.
You're essentially buying into a turnkey business with a built-in customer base and operational guidelines to follow.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
But what about those who want to create their own unique fast food concept?
Right.
What advice would you give them?
It's absolutely possible,
Okay.
but it demands a lot of research, planning,
Mm-hmm.
and a deep understanding of the market.
Yeah, okay.
You need to identify a niche,
All right.
create a menu that stands out,
All right.
and build a brand that resonates with your target audience.
So it's challenging, but incredibly rewarding if you're passionate about bringing your own culinary vision to life.
It can be.
Now let's shift gears to management consulting firms.
What's the consulting landscape like for E-2 investors?
Management consulting is all about providing expert advice and solutions to businesses,
Okay.
making your expertise your most valuable asset.
Right.
It's a knowledge-based industry,
Mm.
and we see a lot of E2 investors with specialized experience thriving in this field.
It sounds like a perfect fit for those who have years of experience in a particular industry or business area.
It can be.
But with so many consulting firms out there, how do you ensure you stand out and attract clients?
Specialization is key.
Okay.
Instead of trying to be everything to everyone, focus on a specific niche or industry.
So the more specialized you are, the more valuable you become to those seeking targeted solutions.
Precisely.
Now let's move into the world of construction, starting with residential construction.
Yeah.
What's the outlook for this industry, and what are some key considerations for E2 investors?
Residential construction thrives on the demand for new homes.
Oh.
With a growing population and a strong economy, the need for housing is likely to remain robust. It's a dynamic industry with ample opportunities for those with construction experience.
So for those with a background in building homes, this could be a solid industry to pursue.
Could be.
What are some of the key things to consider before jumping into residential construction?
Understanding local market conditions is essential.
Okay.
Factors like permitting processes, material costs, and the availability of skilled labor can vary significantly from one area to another.
Right.
You also need to have a strong network of subcontractors and suppliers to ensure smooth operations.
So it's not just about knowing how to build a house. It's about navigating the complexities of the construction industry
Right.
and building solid relationships with key players.
Exactly.
What about the different business models within residential construction?
You could focus on building custom homes for individual clients,
Okay.
allowing for greater creative control and potentially higher profit margins.
Right.
Or you could specialize in developing entire subdivisions or apartment complexes, which often involve larger scale projects and different financial considerations.
That's a lot of variety within the field.
It is.
And what about the growth potential? Is residential construction a promising industry for E2 investors?
The projected revenue for residential construction in 2029 is $164.2 billion,
Wow.
indicating an annual growth rate of 2.2% from 2024.
Okay.
It's a testament to the stability and continued growth of the housing market.
That's definitely encouraging news for anyone considering this path.
It is.
Now, what about residential remodeling?
Okay.
How does that industry differ from residential construction?
Residential remodeling focuses on improving existing homes,
Wow.
whether it's updating kitchens and bathrooms, adding new rooms, or enhancing outdoor living spaces.
Okay.
It's about transforming existing spaces to meet the evolving needs and desires of homeowners.
So it's less about building from scratch and more about breathing new life into older homes.
Exactly, and this industry is booming as homeowners are increasingly investing in their properties
Right.
to improve their comfort, functionality, and value.
It seems like everyone is renovating these days.
It does seem that way.
What are some of the hot growth opportunities within the residential remodeling industry?
One significant trend is a focus on energy efficiency and sustainability.
Okay.
Homeowners are increasingly interested in reducing their environmental impact
Right.
and saving money on energy costs, leading to a surge in demand for things like solar panels, energy-efficient appliances,
Okay.
and sustainable building materials.
It's great to see that sustainability is becoming a major factor in home renovation decisions.
It is.
Are there any other trends shaping the remodeling landscape?
Absolutely. We're also witnessing the rise of smart home technology.
Okay.
Homeowners are integrating technology into their homes
Right.
to control everything from lighting and temperature to security and entertainment.
So if you're tech savvy and have a passion for design, residential remodeling could be a perfect fit.
It could.
And what about the growth potential of this industry?
The projected revenue for residential remodeling in 2029 is $131.7 billion,
Wow.
showing a steady annual growth rate of 1.7% from 2024.
That's encouraging.
It is.
Those are definitely encouraging figures for those considering this industry.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move on to an industry that might surprise some listeners.
Okay.
Gas stations with convenience stores.
Right.
What makes this a viable option for E2 investors, and what are some of the key considerations?
As we mentioned earlier, gas stations are a classic example of a recession-resistant business. People always need gas.
Yeah.
And when you combine that with a convenience store, you're offering a one-stop shop for everyday essentials.
It's about meeting those basic needs that never go away, regardless of the economic climate.
Exactly.
But what are some of the challenges of running a gas station with a convenience store?
All right.
Is it as simple as it seems?
One of the biggest challenges is inventory management.
Okay.
You need to strike a balance between having enough products in stock to meet customer demand and avoiding excess inventory that goes to waste.
It's like a constant puzzle trying to anticipate what your customers will need and when.
It can be.
What about different business models within this industry?
You could operate as an independent gas station,
Okay.
giving you more control over your branding and pricing.
Right.
Or you could partner with a major oil company,
Okay.
which provides brand recognition and marketing support,
Mm-hmm.
but often comes with stricter guidelines and contractual obligations.
So it's about choosing the level of independence and support that aligns with your business goals and risk tolerance.
It is.
And of course, franchising is always a possibility.
Right.
Offering a structured approach with established systems and brand recognition.
Exactly. Franchising is a popular option for many gas station owners, especially those new to the industry.
Now, what about the growth potential of this industry?
The projected revenue for gas stations with convenience stores in 2029 is $518 billion,
Okay.
showing a steady annual growth rate of 0.6% from 2024. While the growth might not be explosive, it highlights the stability and consistent demand within this market.
It's reassuring to know that even in uncertain economic times, people still need gas and those everyday essentials you find at a convenience store.
They do.
Let's move on to our next industry. Advertising agencies.
Okay.
What's the state of advertising in today's digital world, and what opportunities exist for E2 investors?
The advertising landscape is constantly evolving, with digital marketing becoming increasingly prominent. However, traditional channels like print, radio, and television still hold relevance.
Okay.
It's about finding the right mix of traditional and digital strategies to reach your target audience effectively.
Where do advertising agencies fit into this evolving landscape?
Advertising agencies help businesses navigate this complex world of marketing.
Right.
They bring expertise in developing and executing advertising campaigns across multiple channels, ensuring their clients' messages reach the right audience in the most effective way.
So they're like the marketing masterminds behind the scenes, crafting those campaigns that captivate us and drive sales.
That's one way to put it.
What are some key considerations for E2 investors looking to enter the advertising agency world?
One crucial aspect is understanding that ever-changing digital landscape, staying ahead of the curve with new platforms, algorithms, and technologies is essential.
So you always have to be learning.
You do.
What about specializations within advertising?
Yeah.
Are there specific areas E2 investors could focus on to differentiate themselves?
Absolutely. You could focus on a specific industry,
Right.
like healthcare or technology, tailoring your services to the unique needs and challenges of businesses within that sector.
Right.
Or you could specialize in a particular type of advertising,
Okay.
such as social media marketing, content creation, or video production.
So just like in consulting, specialization can be a key to success in the advertising world.
It can.
What about the overall growth potential of this industry?
The advertising agency industry is projected to reach $77.1 billion in revenue by 2029,
Wow.
exhibiting a 1.9% annual growth rate from 2024.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the enduring power of advertising and the need for expert guidance in navigating this ever-evolving landscape.
It's encouraging to see that even in a world dominated by digital marketing, there's still a strong demand for those who can craft compelling and effective advertising campaigns.
There is.
Now let's move on to our final industry, one that's often overlooked, but incredibly essential.
Okay.
Janitorial services.
Right.
What makes this a viable option for E2 investors, and what are some key things to consider?
Janitorial services are essential for businesses of all sizes,
Right.
from small offices to large corporations. It's a stable industry with consistent demand.
Makes sense.
making it a reliable and appealing option for E2 investors seeking a business with a strong foundation.
It's a service that will always be needed regardless of economic fluctuations or technological advancement. But what are some of the challenges of running a janitorial service? Is it as straightforward as it seems?
One of the key challenges is managing a workforce effectively.
Okay.
Finding and retaining reliable and skilled employees is crucial in this labor-intensive industry.
Right.
You also need to be meticulous with scheduling, quality control, and customer communication to ensure smooth operations and client satisfaction.
So it's about building a strong team and ensuring consistent quality service.
It is.
What are some ways to differentiate yourself in a market that can feel quite saturated?
Specialization can be a key differentiator.
Okay.
You could focus on a particular type of cleaning,
Right.
such as green cleaning,
Okay.
which uses environmentally friendly products and practices.
Right.
Or you could specialize in cleaning for a specific industry,
Okay.
such as medical facilities, which have unique requirements and standards.
So it's about finding a niche that allows you to showcase your expertise and cater to a specific market segment. What about the overall growth potential of the janitorial services industry?
The projected revenue for this industry in 2029 is $103.7 billion,
Okay.
reflecting a steady annual growth rate of 2.2% from 2024.
Okay.
It reinforces the stability and consistent demand within this market,
That makes sense.
making it an attractive option for E2 investors seeking a business with strong fundamentals and a clear path to profitability.
Those are encouraging figures for those considering this path.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see how even industries that are often overlooked can offer incredible opportunities for those with the right business acumen and dedication.
Absolutely.
Now that we've delved into the specifics of each industry, I'm curious to know what's next for our listeners on their E2 journey.
Okay.
What are some of the key steps they should take after identifying a potential industry and business model?
That's a great question, and it's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive. Well, the cornerstone of any successful E2 visa application
Okay.
is a well-structured and compelling business plan.
So it's not just a requirement for the visa.
Right.
It's actually the roadmap for the business's growth and sustainability.
Exactly.
And it shows immigration authorities that you're serious about building a successful venture here in the United States.
It needs to articulate your business vision,
Okay.
showcase your industry knowledge, and outline a realistic and achievable plan for success.
So the business plan isn't just a formality.
Right.
It's a crucial document that can really make or break your E2 visa application.
Absolutely. It should include detailed financial projections,
Okay.
market analysis,
Mm-hmm.
and a clear explanation of how your business is going to contribute to the U.S. economy.
It sounds like a pretty comprehensive document.
It is.
What are some of the key elements that make a business plan stand out to immigration authorities?
First and foremost, it needs to be credible and realistic.
Okay.
Immigration authorities are looking for evidence that you've done your research,
Right.
that you understand the market you're entering,
Mhm.
and that your financial projections are grounded in reality.
So no pie-in-the-sky projections
Yeah.
or unrealistic growth estimates.
Exactly. Your plan needs to demonstrate a clear understanding of the industry,
Right.
the competitive landscape, and the potential challenges and opportunities you'll face.
So,
It should also highlight your relevant experience and skills,
Hmm.
demonstrating why you're the right person to lead this venture to success.
so it's about showcasing your expertise,
That is.
proving that you're prepared to take on the challenge of building a business in a new market.
Yes, and don't underestimate the importance of a clear and concise writing style.
That's important too.
Your business plan should be easy to read,
Right.
well organized, and free of grammatical errors.
Yeah, make it easy for them.
It should tell a compelling story about your business
Mm-hmm.
and why it deserves to be approved for an E-2 visa.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to circle back to Journey.
Okay.
We talked about how crucial a well-structured business plan is for E2 visa success.
Right.
Can you tell us more about how Journey can help applicants in this area?
Journey specializes in crafting those compelling and successful E-2 business plans.
Okay.
We've helped countless applicants navigate the intricacies of this process, leveraging our deep industry knowledge and understanding of immigration requirements.
Right.
We work closely with our clients to understand their vision,
Okay.
their goals, and their unique strengths,
Yeah.
crafting a business plan that showcases their potential for success.
So it's not just about writing a generic business plan.
Right.
It's about tailoring it to the specific needs and aspirations of each applicant.
Absolutely. We take a personalized approach.
Okay.
working closely with our clients to ensure their business plan reflects their individual journey
Mm.
and their commitment to building a thriving business in the United States.
It sounds like an invaluable service for those who want to put their best foot forward in that E-2 visa application process.
We're passionate about helping entrepreneurs achieve their American dream,
That's great.
and we believe that a well-crafted business plan is the foundation for that success.
Well, this has been an incredibly informative deep dive.
It has.
We've covered so much ground,
Yeah, we have.
from the basics of the E-2 visa
Yeah.
to the nuances of those various industries
Right.
and the importance of a strong business plan.
Absolutely.
I'm confident that our listeners have gained valuable insights and are feeling more empowered to make those informed decisions about their E-2 journey.
I hope so.
Now, for everyone listening, we wish you all the best on your entrepreneurial journey.
Yes. Good luck.
If you're feeling inspired and ready to take the next step, head over to Journey's website to learn more about their E-2 visa services. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep chasing those dreams.